This episode of Cape Ann Today is brought to you by The Building Center, setting the standard for quality and service since 1903. Welcome back to another edition of Cape Ann Today. You know, folks, Gloucester actually has a Human Rights Commission, and here to tell us all about it is the chair of the Human Rights Commission in Gloucester, Hannah Kimberley. How you doing, Hannah?
Great, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us today. So, okay, right off the bat, what is a Human Rights Commission, and why are you part of one in Gloucester? How did this all come about?
And when did you start it too? We want to know that. Yeah.
So the Human Rights Commission, we had one that I don't remember how long Gloucester had it because I wasn't here, but it faded away in, I think, 1991. And then Mayor Theken restarted it in 2019. And so basically she just asked for people to apply, send in their resume and a letter of intention. And then they went before City Council and were approved. So right now we have 7 members in the community.
And was this in response to something, Hannah, that Mayor Theken initiated this?
I honestly don't know. You'd have to ask her that. So for some reason, she thought it was a good idea, and I agree.
So then what does the HRC do?
So basically, it becomes public policy, right, of the city. It's to protect and sort of promote constitutional, civil, and human rights for all the people who are in Gloucester. That's basically the overall sort of mission. And so far, we just started, I guess we've had a year together. We meet once a month. And so we just started off with reviewing the mission and developing sort of policies and procedures. What else? We've worked on, with Mayoza Alves, had a lot of discussion on the driver's license bill that I know she talked to you all about. Just worked with other sort of like the police department and established a relationship with them and the Gloucester 400 celebration. And then going forward this year, we want to be sort of, one of our goals is to become more aligned with other human rights groups in the area, like the Gloucester Racial Justice Team and the North Shore NAACP. So those are our sort of forward moving goals for 2022.
Gotcha.
So are you working to educate the city departments on human rights and what the actual laws are? Is that something that needs to happen, do you feel?
Not necessarily, although that could be part of it. It's very broad. But for example, we also have a city council liaison. So it used to be Jen Holmgren and now it is Jason Grow. So we work closely with the city council, which is nice.
And the point is what to work, like, what are you having conversations about when you have that connection with the city council?
So the liaison comes to all of our meetings and helps in terms of helping us decide what's within our purview to do, comes to us with ideas. For example, Jen Holmgren came with the idea of language use for people who English is not their first language within City Hall, and are there enough translators in the clerk's office, things like that.
Super practical. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you brought up Mayoza Alves' name earlier, and what she is championing for are the rights for legal immigrants to obtain driver's licenses so they can work and travel and do all those sorts of things. So how does the rest of the commission help support that mission?
So that was just brought up at our last meeting, but we all have agreed to write letters on behalf of that bill, and just the idea of bringing attention to it. So that's the way we supported that. we have another member, Michelle McCaffrey, who's on the commission, who's also with the Gloucester Racial Justice Team. And she's encouraged us to continue the Juneteenth celebration in Gloucester, which is now a state and national holiday, which is great, commemorating the end of slavery in the United States. So we're going to start working on that as well. And Mayor Verga has agreed to raise the Juneteenth flag along with the Pride flag in the month of June, which is pretty wonderful. So those are a few of the things that we're working on. We also rewrote a civility resolution that City Council signs, and we're working on a third draft of that now. So we did the second one, and now we're working on a third.
And the City Council, when they are inaugurated, they sign the civility resolution. Is that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if there's an individual or even a group in the city that feels their civil rights have been violated somehow, could they come to you? Would they come to you? Could you help them in any way?
They could, and then we would point them in the right direction of where to go. In other words, we don't have, we can't enforce, we're not law enforcement officers, for example, right?
Right.
But if someone had a problem, absolutely. And people do
You would
come,
encourage that. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
saying.
yeah,
okay.
absolutely. And people do come to the meetings when they have concerns and raise those with us. Early on, there was a couple of people who were concerned over the Gloucester 400 celebration, in that it wasn't as inclusive as it could be of all the people who have existed in Gloucester for the past 400 years. And so we worked to reach out to the UU Church and members there to work with the Gloucester 400 folks. So that's another example. We've also had the police chief come in and talk to us about their work in community outreach and problems of addiction. We have discussions over racism and anti-Semitism within the city. So those are just a few of the things. I hope to continue to do a lot more.
So Hannah, when you said there's a group of 7 of you, and then you work in concert with City Councilor Grow, where are you meeting?
We meet now. We're meeting on Zoom.
Oh.
For a few times we met at City Hall, and maybe we'll get back to City Hall. That would be nice. And the meetings are always posted in advance, so people can go to the Gloucester Human Rights Commission right on the city website. We have a page there.
Yeah, gloucester-ma.gov. Yep.
Yeah, and I also should say that we have a subcommission under the Human Rights Commission that's known as the Gloucester Disabilities Rights Commission, or it's a subcommission, and no one is on it. So
we need people on that.
We need people on it. Yes. A majority of the commission members should be people with disabilities. One of the members can be a member of an immediate family member of a person with a disability, but I would love to see those seats filled. So if anyone is interested in doing that, please apply. They can send an email to Mayor Verga. That would be great.
So, and Hannah, so when you're in a meeting together, have people brought issues to you, or are the commission members bringing issues to the platform to discuss?
Both of those things happen. So there we had, at our last meeting, I got 3 or 4 emails from different folks in the community who were concerned about sort of the city ordinances for renting, right? And so we brought that to the table. We'll be looking at that again at our next meeting. So yeah, people can bring things, people can bring concerns, and then we do as well. So if there's, for example, hate graffiti that that people find in the city, our members have brought that up. Yeah, so it's a mix.
Mm.
Mm. It sounds like you're sort of a good board to give to sort of keep everybody thinking about human rights and the many ways they could be violated, or just maybe misunderstood or ignored. So it seems
Yeah.
like it has a good purpose. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. And like I said, I hope to, in the next year, to work closer with more alignment with other groups.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well,
So what got you interested, Hannah,
Yeah.
in this work?
I think I've probably always just been interested, just ever since I was young. I think I was in high school when I went to my first protest,
Yeah.
and I skipped school to do it, and ended up on the news, and then everyone knew I skipped school. But I don't know. I think that's just been part of who I am for forever.
and I want to know, Hannah, why do you think it's important for Gloucester to have a human rights commission?
Because human rights are important,
Mhm.
right? And I think it's important to recognize that it's not necessarily a universal thing, right? It's not universal that everyone is treated the same, while it should be, but it's not. And I think the more attention that we place on that notion, the closer we can come to having everyone have the same inalienable rights.
Mhm. And like we said, if people want to learn more about the Human Rights Commission, they can go to the City of Gloucester's website, gloucester-ma.gov, or contact Mayor Verga if they'd like to participate in a different way, or I guess bring an issue to the forefront.
Absolutely. And we have an email there that they can contact us as well, right there on the website, the little contact page. And please apply for the Disability Subcommission. That would be awesome.
Cool.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, cheers to you, Hannah, and thanks to the commission for all your hard work. It's been good getting to know a little bit about it, and we look forward to chatting and learning more about this in the weeks and months ahead. Thanks for your
Great.
time.
Thanks, Heather. Thanks, Kory.
Thank you.
Interested in a sponsorship? Email sponsor@1623studios.org to learn more.